Call your girlfriend, call your spouse. Let the homies know that Chucky's in the house. Alright, so before I get started on this one, I just want to let you know that I'm uploading these reviews about 2 at a time or so. So one of them might be finished before the other one. And so as they're coming out, you might get episode 6 uploaded and done before episode 5 is done uploading. But if you want to wait and watch these all in a row, I have a playlist on my channel for these that are all in the right order. Just so you know, I made sure. So here we are, episode 7. Stage Fright, which is the name of a horror movie. They do not talk about any movies in this one, so there's that. But in this episode, there is an evil cable guy named Santini who is out there stopping people who are legally trying to get cable with the scrambler. You remember back in the day, if you wanted cable, you had the scrambler, or you'd watch pay-per-view on in the TV channels where it was like fuzzy and all messed up sort of thing. You get the scrambler, you get all this stuff for free, which is illegal, so you shouldn't do that. But back in the day, you know, people did it. I never did it. I was a kid, but still. First victim is Hugo, as he's using it to watch war movies. And so Santini zaps him into the war movie. The problem is, like, with Hugo, he's using it to watch the movies, and Santini's already taken it off the cable line. So, wouldn't that mean he wouldn't be able to watch his show? Do it again later with Dean, too, but I like that Dean is more involved with this plot. He's usually like a small little side plot in the episodes, and he's kind of in the plot because he has the scramble on his cable, and he's watching. They're about to interrogate Sharon Stone, so he's watching Basic Instinct on like movie channels in 1999. So, and Tommy is going to watch Chucky in the House with Dean. That's the song that as soon as I saw the thumbnail for it, it's Chucky in the House. You know, like, this guy reminds me, the character's name, the actor, okay, so the name of the character of the actor who's playing Chucky, his name is Vic Cheeseman. He's got to deliver the pickle to the kids next door, to the girls next door, which what he's holding is a cucumber. Pickles are smaller. I guess there can be bigger pickles, but it'd be harder to brine those. But anyway, yeah. There's a subplot in which Merton has created a book with all of Tommy's information in it, so that they have the info for something. If they need to go and look, I guess wouldn't Merton already be aware of werewolves and what does what? I don't know. But he disguises it as his second political science book, and then accidentally gives it to Stacy's friend Debbie, who I forgot was a character. Really, she's only in a couple episodes. She was like the Catwoman episode, and she's in this one. I think she was in one other one, but and Merton tries to get it back. Debbie had already given it to Stacy, who he walked by, and if she had his book, you think he would say, "Oh, hey, here's your book." But no, we got to keep this going. I'm trying to find the book, and then he, for some reason, asked Stacy out on a date to get the political science book, and she's like, "I lost it," and it's like, but he asked for her political science book. She says she lost her political science book. Shouldn't he be asking for his political science book? I don't know. He finds it lost and found later. But because Santini has put Dean in the cable box, they need to find a way to get him out. But Dean starts to like it in there, especially when Chucky brings over the girls next door who are like underwear model level of, yeah. So does nobody know who Dean is? I know he doesn't leave the house, but like the TV show Chucky in the House is going to get canceled, and then Becky, Merton's sister, said that the show has been going downhill since that new kid showed up. Nobody know who Dean is. Like he was at the high school before, but nothing. No one knows who he is. The parents are gone for most of the episode. They're in Disney World. When they get back, Goofy attacked the dad, I guess, and he said, all I asked was that if Goofy is the smart one and can talk, then why is he dumber than Pluto? Which is a question that's been plaguing. He's like, if Goofy is a dog, then why does Pluto not able to talk and is a regular dog, but Goofy can walk around and have pets, children, and a family in a house? So they devise a plan to get to Santini. They try calling him, try to tell him, hey, you gotta do it. And get him out of there. And he goes, no. So they do a clever muting trick here. Merton is like, we, and by that I mean he, is going to royally whoop your, and then or kick your, and then he mutes it as he says ass. And you can tell that he mouthed ass, but it's muted and he makes him speak in Spanish. But it's interesting how he's able to mouth the word ass, but he can't say. Earlier he said but in an earlier episode, but. So they come up with a plan. They hook a scrambler to the school cable thing again, and right away, as soon as they hook it up and turn it on, Santini shows up. Dean, they're like, Dean said he showed up after he hooked it up, but Dean has had it hooked up for at least most of the day until he showed up. Or even a couple days. It's got to be a couple days, wasn't he? Because he went to school and then came back. And I don't know. It's kind of weird. But, so Santini shows up and they get the remote from him, try to use it on him, but it doesn't work, even though the mute thing goes up in the corner because it's trying to trick the viewers. And then he ropes them with his fingers that are all messed up. I do like, after their first confrontation, he got messed up teeth, worse than mine. And Merton's response after he leave was, did you see that guy's teeth? That's how he says it. Did you see that guy's teeth? It's funny. But he has his cable hands with cables coming out of them that ropes them up, and he's basically beating the crap out of them. Tommy, too, turns to a werewolf. At one point earlier in the first confrontation, Tommy turns to a werewolf and he uses the remote to reverse it. Then Tommy has a weird look on his face. I don't know if that was from that or what. I don't know. But like I said, they're going to cancel Chucky in the house. So he's got to get him. I already said, I don't know. I'm going backwards now. Beating the crap out of him. Merton is able to defeat. Merton is able to defeat Santini by taking one of the cable things, hooking it into a satellite thing, I don't know, and it zaps him into the cable, which reverses the effects. And Hugo back from his war movie, and Dean is out of the Chucky in the house. All these years later, and I still have no idea how that would work, but it's a solution, I guess. And as I said, the parents come home, Merton gets the book, but Tommy finds out they lost the book, and she's like, what was that for? You lost my book. What's my book doing in the lost and found? What book? That book. And so he keeps it under his pillow, which is not going to be comfortable after a while, but you know what it was. And the brothers are back to being okay, and it's never. There was a point where I thought Dean knew about the werewolf stuff, but I don't think he ever does. When they have the confrontation, is the TV on when he turns into the werewolf, or is it off? I didn't pay attention. I was going to, but I didn't. I don't know. This is not one of them. I don't know if it's one of my favorites. It's a decent episode, for sure. But I don't even know what the next episode would be. And if I hit the button, it's going to play. I don't want copyright. So we'll just go into the next one, I guess. Episode 8, I believe, is the next one. So see you then.